about sleep and dreams. The best research guy at the moment who's done a lot of research on sleep is Professor Matthew Walker. And you can find him on YouTube. He has done many interesting videos on the subject. But I would like to tell you a little bit about the benefit of sleep and part of his research, which I think is really interesting. So in one experiment, he recruited two groups of people, sleep group, and one group was sleeping, and the other was a sleep deprivation group. And then he put them inside an MRI scanner and test them on learning and memory tests. The result is that the group without sleep performed 40% worse than the other group. So why? Because the MRI showed that the hippocampus, which is a part of the brain, shuts down without sleep. This is the area, the hippocampus, where there is linked to memory. Yes. So let me just see if somebody is. I just wanted to see. Yeah. No. Okay. So. With age, the learning ability gets worse, but also our sleeping ability gets worse. And he found that these two factors are significantly interrelating. And now it seems that Alzheimer's disease as well is linked to partially disturbance of sleep. Sleep is also essential for emotional regulation, and without sleep, people become hyperactive and very rational. And this is because the lack of sleep affects the amygdala, which is another center in our brain that regulates the emotions. So without sleep, there is 60% chance of increase of emotional dysregulation. In fact, sleep disturbance is the signature of many psychiatric conditions. There is not a single psychiatric condition where sleep disorder is not involved. In fact, in my work, in my assessment with new patients, one of the things that I ask as a routine question in my assessment is, tell me how you sleep. Tell me about your sleep pattern. Sleep is also very important for the body. There is not, for example, it's important because there are natural killer cells that enhance the immune system, and they decrease in number without a proper night's sleep. Again, this very clever guy did a piece of research, and he proved that there is a 70% reduction in natural killer cell activity with one single night of sleep deprivation. Again, men who sleep 5 hours at night have a significant smaller testosterone level that men compared to men that sleep 7 hours at night. And generally, people that sleep less age faster. Also, in a female reproductive system, there is similar issues. Let me see. Yeah, just put my phone on pause. Sorry. And also lack of sleep deprivation has a significant impact in cardiovascular system. For example, in spring, when we lose 1 hour of sleep, there is the next day there is a 25% increase in heart attack. Whereas in autumn, when we gain 1 hour of sleep, there is a 21 reduction of heart attack the following day. Lack of sleep has also an impact on our DNA genetic code. So in another experiment, this Professor Matt Walker took a group of healthy adults and limited their sleep to 6 hours for 1 week. And then he measured the change in their gene activity profile and compare it with people who would get 8 hours sleep at night for 1 week. And in this experiment, there were 2 critical findings. First, the first finding was that 711 genes were distorted in their activity. And the second result was that about half of those distorted genes were the genes related to, associated with the immune system. So half of these 711 genes were associated with the immune system, and half were associated with the promotion of tumors, chronic inflammation, and cardiovascular disease. Basically, he's saying the shorter you sleep, the shorter you live. Short sleep predicts high rates in mortality. So he says that sleep is a non-negotiable biological necessity. Now, the benefit of sleep improves mood, lower the stress, improves athletic performance, increase the ability to pay attention. We have said something about the procedural memory. So remembering how to do something, but also it consolidates the memory that we acquire during the day. What I wanted to talk to you about is how we sleep, which I think is really, really important. And understanding how we sleep, you can, let me see, where is my diagram of sleep? Let me see, sorry. If I can, okay, how we sleep. Here is the diagram. So first of all, what you need to understand is that we sleep in a cycle of 90 minutes. And sleep progress in a cyclical fashion through 5 stages. Here, you know, is 8 hours of sleep and 5 stages, yes? 4 of these stages are collectively referred to non-REM sleep, non-rapid eye movement sleep. And then you have the episode of rapid eye movement sleep. During this peak that you see, people usually are able to dream and also remember dreams. People are able to remember dreams. Recent scientific research has showed that even in non-REM sleep, people can dream. And this is a new finding. But why we remember the dreams is because at the end of the phase of the REM sleep, we wake up very briefly, and then we fall asleep again. We go down again. It's like diving. We come up and then we go down again every 90 minutes, even though we do not remember that we come up, yes? The pre-sleep is the period of decreased awareness, where brain activity are characterized by alpha waves, which is more rhythmic, higher in amplitude and lower in frequency compared to beta waves. The beta waves are the waves, the brain waves that we use when we are awake, during the day. As soon as we close the eyes, the brain waves, they decrease in frequency and they would go alpha, and then they decrease in frequency even more in various, let's say, stages. Stage 1 is characterized by light sleep and lasts only roughly 10 minutes. And brain waves goes through alpha waves through down to theta waves. So they go alpha, gamma, delta, theta. So, you know, they become very, very, very slow. Stage 2 usually is characterized by theta waves, and stage 3 and 4 is considered the deep sleep. Usually the first stages of sleep is where the body recovers. The latest stages of sleep is where the brain recovers. Stage 5, we said, you know, during the time when we go up, the REM sleep, is a very interesting stage because the brain wave patterns are similar to those seen in a relaxed wakefulness. And this is referred to active sleep and is the period where the most dreaming occurs. So now I want to talk to you about how we sleep. We cover how we sleep, how much we need, how many hours we need to sleep. Many hours depends on the age. Yeah, as you can see, newborns, they sleep up to 18 hours per day. Infants, they sleep up to 15 hours. Then there are the toddlers that goes between 12 and 14 hours, and preschoolers 11 to 13 hours. And you see that, you know, the time that we sleep, it gets shorter and shorter, up to adults that they sleep an average of 7.5, 8 hours per night. Yeah. Now,
because we are a large group, could I ask you there